I am Rob of the Lair of OmnusI, and this is my cat Magic. We are here today to talk about another of the topic words for the RPGaDay for 2019. Today is the 15th. So the word we are talking about on the list is door. Door is kind of an interesting topic, so we'll make it our topic, right? She doesn't really want to be here. But anyhow, doors are interesting things in role-playing games. Oh, alright, you can get down. Bye, Magic. Doors are an interesting thing in role-playing games because, quite frankly, there's few things that really incite the player's focus, especially older players who've been through some of the old-school style role-playing, like seeing a door. Because quite honestly, most players who, again, play for any length of time come to realize that doors are where the excitement is. They're a number of things all wrapped up into one. A door in a dungeon represents danger, security, potential profit, and generally a sense of transition. I'll explain. A danger. Number one, a door is a choke point. It's a way that you can control people from going from one place to the other. Lock the door, and then people have to then deal with the door as a barrier, breaking it down or picking the lock or getting a hold of the key. If you are you are the people who own the property and you have a door, you are forcing your opponents, or the people who work against your interests, to have to deal with that door. If it's strong enough, or it's well defended enough, or there's consequences to breaking through that door, it might provide you an element of safety and security. That's certainly what you would hope for. It's also used as a method of transition. It keeps one room's behaviors and occurrences from spilling into other rooms. That is useful for security purposes, as well as for just peace of mind and living, really. The reason why we have interior walls in rooms to separate one room from another is, different things are appropriate in certain rooms, and doors help keep that sense of one room separate from another room, which sometimes is a lifesaver when it comes to, the denizens of that place. Keeping what's going on in another room to oneself can be a real something that allows people to keep, living together in a similar space, is having at least some semblance of privacy, and doors do that. But as far as an adventure goes, people don't put doors in a place generally for no reason, and if you find a door in a dungeon, that means that either somebody doesn't want you going through there, which may mean that the thing that you're looking for, be it treasure, magic, a prisoner, what have you, could very well be behind that door. That may be why that door is in place, to keep you out of that room that you want to go into. It also may mean that you're going from where you are, which hopefully is an area of relative safety, to someplace that is possibly not safe. So you should be prepared when you are facing the prospects of going through a door. And again, as I've said, old school adventurers know that there are lots of traps that you can put on doors. Either triggered to go off in the area in front of the door, or to malign the person who is attempting to open or get through the door. Plenty of anti-thief traps to do terrible things. Doors are just natural focuses for those kind of traps. I would say only a chest, some sort of obvious treasure, is the only thing that's probably more, that inspires caution more than a door does. So, doors are something that are kind of important for setting a flow and a mood for a dungeon. For instance, if you're in a dwarven catacomb, doors are probably going to be built to last. And there's a good reason why they would be in that sort of an environment. Dwarves make dwarven doors. They are not made of wood generally. They're made of stone or enduring metal, so that those doors will last for thousands of years if need be, with very little maintenance. Dwarves who have a reputation for excellent engineering might have doors that rise up into the ceiling or into the top of the archway. They may have ones that roll off to the side, and those are the kind of characteristics that can keep your details fresh on the dungeon that you are running. It also may provoke extra challenges for somebody who might be trying to defeat the door. A huge stone door or a huge metal door is a lot more intimidating than a wooden one if you have an axe. So, as far as the breadth and variety of traps, well, just about anything you can think of doing to a person can be done based on a door. Protruding blades, gases, sprays, glyphs, words, and runes. These are just scratching the surface. That's just what's on the door. There could be a pit trap directly in front of the door. That's always a nasty one. The pit trap in front of the door is particularly brutal because all the attention that you're focusing is on the door. The floor in front of the door gives way. Few people are going to have a chance to avoid that unless they prudently looked at the floor in front of the door first before looking at the door, just to catch that trap. Also, traps that hit everybody but the person at the door are fun. Good for getting those cowardly parties who always stay back 30 or more feet and let the thief or rogue take care of things. Yeah, you want to get those guys. So having the ceiling fall in on them, not the person directly in front of the door, that's karma. And I'm all for that sometimes. Also, I generally like the kind of things that people see coming. So if your trap triggers a giant boulder, let it roll for a while so the players can see it and really experience the panic first. Doors can also tell a story too. Lots of doors may have bas relief on it to tell a story with the door. Sometimes the symbols might tell who is in power and who may have been responsible for the door. Sometimes damage that the door has suffered in the past might tell stories of prior adventurers that tried to get through the door or maybe did, and might give clues to the players on how they themselves might be able to pull off such a feat. Doors should not always just be a bunch of wooden planks banded together with a latch on them, with a lock that's just enough for your thief or rogue to have a little bit of a tough time doing, but not impossible. If that's all your doors are, you are missing out on a major opportunity for inspiring adventure and excitement with your group. Sometimes dread, but that's healthy too. And also, of course, sometimes a door is just a way into an empty room. But again, if somebody went through the effort to put in doors outside of just bad dungeon design, I would think of ways to try to make a payoff for every door, or at least a large portion of the time, to make it worth the while. I do like the double doors myself. That always seems to quicken the pulse even a little bit more than a common door, especially a double door that looks dangerous or looks impressive. That's a good way of letting people know that it's time to step up the game. And also, if you think about it, in a dungeon scenario, if you're moving things, a single doorway may not be large enough to move a large number of things, or creatures for that matter. Not many ogres would like squeezing through a doorway that fits a human. They'll feel claustrophobic. It's probably uncomfortable to do so. And of course, if you have a dragon in the room, then having a standard door is not going to help that dragon out. He's simply too big. Double doors might be a challenge, but at least it gives a chance for a suitably impressive dragon to be able to get through. But sometimes, if the way into a dragon's lair is by a door, it should be the tip-off to the party that there's other avenues for exiting from the lair. So sometimes it can tell a story. That story is, keep searching, you haven't found the real way in or out yet. So, all different ways that you can communicate with the simplest of things that people find in dungeons and dangerous spaces. So, hopefully this inspired you to think about doors. Doors are frightfully useful and can be very useful tools. Thank you very much for watching this, and if you liked it, please feel free to subscribe or like this video. I certainly appreciate anybody who does so. And until next time, I will see you the next time I crawl in front of the internet and make one of these videos. Thank you, and farewell.